Hello and welcome everyone. This is 80 from state 280 and 972. Um, we'll be talking about like a basic Eden guide sort of. So let's start with like where you start and everything. Uh, what do you do after entering Eden map, joining guild, restrictions of like swapping guilds, and also the levels, occupation points and how to get them, attacking small and large towns, and some more like gates or bridges, or commonly known as checkpoints. And there are a lot of other things to know about, like the immunity and stuff. What do you do? What not to do while fighting? That's one of the most important thing because you need to like have your troops intact and need your heroes and parts and everything. And most importantly, in Indian map, it's about positioning. Because you can't just attack any base from quite far. After 50 kilometers, you lose quite a significant amount of troops might. That's like about like 1% for every 2 kilometer after 50. Um, the common mistakes we should be avoiding: spending daily coins and rewards, especially the cards and what to spend on Doomsday Shop. So let's begin by like entering Eden from my old state. You can enter Eden pretty much after like reset on Monday, 1st March for group 961 to 11020. That's like I think about 60 states, I think. And you should be pretty much not around this center area, but pretty much on the outskirt because uh, the most of the center area opens after like this area after like fourth week, and the place I am here right now on my older base, it opened about like on third week. So on about like second week, you should be around close to this sort of area where like you should be able to like get some level 9 or 11 12 tiles. But basically for first week, you should be like having some level 1 tiles around here or level 5 tiles around here, and you can go up to like level 9 tile area close to this sort of like positions. So basically, you start on the outskirts, and the time goes by. Like every week, you get to like get inside area one after the other. Pretty much all you have to do is to like get immunity up, hit the buildings, hit the gates to go to next territory or sectors, and uh, make your path to small towns, large towns, and capture those. Capturing these buildings or occupying these buildings will need some amount of effort for immunity. Immunity should be 4,800 for small towns. Large towns are like 5,000. Capitals are like 7,000, and the world centers be like 8,000. But that's not the everything there because once they are like 20% damaged, here you can see the red bar. One is 20% damage or down by 80% HP or below. Uh, a burning status will activate, and then the immunity requirement will sharply drop. It goes for everything for bridges, gates, and every checkpoints to city level 1 to 4, capital level 1 to 2. Um, Mainly, you start be like for small town with 4,800, and then if it's damage status has activated, then you should be requiring about like 3,000 uh, immunity, which is like hitting level 10 tiles or 9, I think. 9 is like 2700. Yeah, should be around 10 or so. Like 9 point half. So yeah. So basically, you have to do like let your like higher amenity players hit the buildings initially, and they should be placed as much as close to the center so they can hit fast and drop the building durability below like the threshold limit for damage status, and they should be prioritized to have a teleport paired around close to the building around this white area which is like city area, and there is a park for this city area which is marked as like a white border that after capturing this city you will have a movement speed bonus like 50% movement speed bonus for your APC towards other city area. And most importantly, the thing is like getting the city done within 30 minutes of lifetime because it will consume a lot of like durability for hitting with fighters and everything else. And that means you'll be using flats for most of these occupations. So uh, yeah, occupying this sort of building within 30 minutes will need some fast hits. That means the closer you be, the better or faster you can occupy this building within 30-minute time frame. The more the player, the faster you can do, the less chaos it means. It will take more time. It is really, really hard for weaker alliances who go to like large towns or capitals to capture them, and they might not be able to do so if there are not enough players. You must secure the number of players first to start occupying this building, and you should like schedule your time and table and announce it earlier on Alliance Chat or whatever you are using, like Line, Discord, or Viber. Like announce the schedule 1 day before. Uh, the occupation days are on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays, same as dual days, and that means you can occupy a small town or anything that is open for occupation or attacks for whole 24 hours on that day. Uh, the next is like what we should start by doing like after entering, which is the first thing is like every basis should be like individual basis. There should be not part of the guild, so you can't like connect tiles from another base to like uh, one base to another base or like from another player styles. So you need to find your own guild uh, that should be like announced by your leader. Um, it is better to divide into like two groups of players, one for primary and secondary. Primary for like pushing levels, who are high level immunity level players, especially those that have like higher level DD who can push your immunity faster, so they can tile harder and also get you more points. The higher level of tiles gives more points. It's pretty much common. So your guild level increases fast. With your guild level increases, then your player capacity increases because you start your guild with just 50 players, and every guild level will earn you like 2 or 4 players depending on the type of Eden you are playing. On 972, we should be playing around like Eden Rising, which should be about like four players per level. So getting to guild level 50 on primary should be your main objective. And once you start like getting those slots, try to move some of your secondary players who should be a buffer guild for your primary guild. So one should be moving about like on second day or third day. It's better to like maximize your tiles. You can do so on first day too if you like getting high level of guild level pretty much faster. But the thing is, you need to be on same sector to swap guilds. Otherwise, you can't be like get an option to join your primary guild. The thing other than that, that is like the same like joining alliances in the Eden. Sorry, not Eden, about like a normal DD, DD Total War. So 24 hours restriction for swapping guilds. And more likely that's it for like joining guilds. Like if any guild is like not on your sector, you can't join that guild. You don't show up and they can't invite you or so. Even if they invite you, you shouldn't be getting much of the benefits because you don't just show your invite to them in the game. And also there is one thing that should be important to note is like when you just join the guild, you better like start doing this early kind of like guild missions, guild quests. Every week you get rewards for guild quests, and when you are like swapping your guilds, you better check your time. If you are like going in for Mondays or Tuesdays, you make sure like there are weekly rewards for guilds and they give a lot of like guild rewards, especially DD coins. Not like hundreds, but about like 20 or 30k DD coins. So pretty much here you can see this guild quest, weekly quest. Uh, these are given to those if the guild has completed the quest within a week. So here you can see the first week we have received like 18k DD coins. From second week we are getting like 36 DD coins, 36k DD coins. Sorry. So make sure after like before swapping your alliances, if you have played a week in a guild, you make sure that to get or receive those rewards first, then you quit your guilds. Otherwise, you won't be eligible to like receive those rewards the next guild you move to. So about like occupation points, we are having some criteria over here on Eden Rising. Uh, the old base I have, we have ranking based reward system, but in like old Eden, that is Eden Rising, we have points based reward system, which gives you rewards based on the occupation points group you belong to. You need to like have a 2000 occupation points to receive the highest level of rewards. Nothing more, nothing less. Doesn't matter on your ranks. Doesn't matter if you like get all the points in the map or not. You'll be getting the same amount of rewards as like 2000 plus. If other got any, um, it doesn't increase much. So working together with other guilds is more beneficial for your future because of you might be having some future allies also in the map. So better not make more enemies and be friendly with most of the players unless conflict starts because of any self-interest for your guilds or anything. So which might happen pretty much often in your first Eden. So better be careful, like not start anything funny. Base attacks should be avoided unless uh, your leaders or diplomats talk it out first. and give permission to or order you to. Other than that, personal attacks to bases other than your guilds, alliance, or state is, uh, I should say, should be avoided. Also, like taking tiles of other alliances uh, might lead to conflicts. Better avoid them. Um, and about back to like occupation points. So basically, we have three tiers of uh, this uh, cities or whatever it is called before we reach center. There are small towns, large towns, and capitals. So basically, on the outskirts, you will be having more amount of like small towns. That inner part you go to, there will be a lot of large towns. So about small towns, why you why you can check it's by clicking on the center of the tile, and it should be giving you a view option. And when you click it, the view, you'll be having more information about this building. What does it give? Occupation points will 15, raw material production plus 20, raw material production plus 0.5%. So this sort of like boosts are everything that you need in Eden map because Eden has limited number of tiles. It's not like a normal DD or Total War where you go to enemy state and increase your tile numbers. So your tile number should be limited to just by like one map or one state, and the bonus you can get is like having those bonus perks from small towns or large towns, which gives a percentile wise boost or everything that you know is like a small amount of like resource production increase, which is like 20 plus 20 is nothing almost. So yeah, percentile wise, you can like pretty much by capturing like 2000 points, you should be getting around 70 to 80% levels, pretty much 80% plus levels. Um, and that should be a lot if you like go for more occupation points or buildings. So there is one more thing, other than speed boost, it is like occupant relocation point. Build time relocation point is like teleport pad where you can make only one teleport pad, and if you have captured any of small town, large town, capitals, or whatever it is, uh, if it's your side which has like captured that building, you can pretty much build your teleport pad a 50% time faster uh, than others. And there is one more restriction: you can't be building in city area of other guilds, small towns. So you need to pretty much place teleport pad outside this city area if it has been captured by other alliances, because the system won't let you to make a pad inside other city area. It will be only like limited to those who have occupied it already, only for the towns or city area, city town, or whatever you call it, and capitals. If it's not occupied, you can pretty much make anyone can make a teleport pad inside this white border or called by city area. So there's this thing to like note, short note. If it's not occupied, make sure your top players with a higher level of immunity who are green on that immunity requirement gets close to that building. Then others stay by on the sides, on the outskirts, preferably outside of the ring or pretty much outside of like city area. And there is one more thing like I'm forgetting, I think. Yes, about like stealing. from others. Like you can pretty much negotiate um, from other guilds if you like want to like capture their buildings or cities, or you can like go in guns blazing, like straightforward, like attack them uh, and destroy their bases, zero them or make them fallen. Then go in, make your pad, or like pretty much like gather around near the borders of the terrain where the enemy won't reach you, but you should be around like close to that small town as much as possible, because after 50 kilometers you should be having pretty much reduction in troops might, which is pretty much dangerous if enemy is stronger as you or maybe more strong than you. So keeping your distance, you should be like considered by yourself or your leaders where to like put your bases for attacks. Pretty much like in this area, we have some of our allies like outside of the uh, whole territory or sector kind of thing. Uh, they're pretty much outside, but also trying to like get in and trying to have some distance from their enemies. So it's about like moving in and out as much as it's possible and stay as close as possible to your enemies, but also keep your safety up. You can make a reserve teleport pad in your safety area behind you and can go in front lines. Uh, once, how do you like attack a base? It's pretty much like making path to the target base. So once you like connect tiles to any of these target bases, then you can attack them. Like here, it's like frontline area. People are trying to like connect tiles to the enemy bases. Um, Pretty much it's like 24 hours tile wars. Pretty crazy sometimes. So having a reserve pad means you can go in and out to your safety area whenever you want, and when you are like attacked, that's the only thing you can do. That's a funny emote. Uh, the thing other than that, that is like the main thing, which is like when you are getting attacked, you can't switch to your like origin state. For me, on my second account, that should be 972. If I am in Eden map, I'm getting attacked. I can't switch to 972, or my PC are moving in and out in Eden map, or I'm receiving reinforcement or something like any kind of like APC movements from your base should like block you from switching to your original state. So what can be done is the only thing if you are getting attacked is to move to your reserve pad, and you must make sure your reserve pad is ready by the time enemy reach you. So you should be having your teleport pad out of like safety area where enemy don't reach you, or any kind of like area where like is bit far from front lines and enemy can't get you within 1.5 hour or 2 hour of styling. So you can pretty much be sure that your teleport pad is ready, which takes around same time, like 2 hours or 1 hour 35 minutes for me if I'm having like me or you having like a doomsday investment plan signed, and also it reduces by a lot if you are making a city area which has been occupied by your own guild. So a lot of things to consider. Uh, it should be only like know it like when to go, where to go, like once you start fighting in Eden map by yourself or see it on first hand. But there are something you can pretty much devise a plan or something, but nothing goes according to plan in Indian map. So anything can happen, like enemy can reach you from behind, or they can do tile swap and get tiles in your sector, safe area sectors, and pretty much many things can happen. Many backdoor deals happen. So watch out for those. Um, So be like fighting when you are like fighting, make sure like you should be ready with a pad or you should be ready with like swapping to your origin state before enemy connects tile to you. If you are not ready to defend, then you can just switch to your origin state before enemy connects tile to your base. Like they are one tile away, then just switch to your origin state if you don't want to defend, or if they are attacking and you are defending, then too you can like the only thing you can do is like switch to your reserve teleport pad, which is like building short of here. They should be ready uh, to like switch. They should be uh, complete their build. Like here we can see the blinking animation. Not on this. That means these pads have been completely built, and you can teleport here anytime. If it's building, you can't teleport it. You need to wait to finish it. Um, so the only option is when enemy is attacking is to defend or like move to your other teleport pad. If you can't defend or get zero, that means you are fallen. Fallen has some sort of like pretty much uh, some negative consequences. Let me find some fallen bases first. God knows, I need to be fine. Yeah, sad to see. Yeah, our allies getting bashed. So yeah, that's the thing. List about like restriction or negative buffs or stuff about Fallen. You cannot attack by capturing zone. It's not a good thing because any other guilds other than enemy guild can attack your base after the shield drops within 2 hours of being fallen. So the thing you can do when you are fallen, you can like spend some resources or like say pay ransom to like get out of fallen status. It's pretty much like 30 40k of each resources for the first time I think, or it might change the more you use it to get out. Uh, Base status can be used to connect territories for the capturing side. Yeah, the ones who have like zeroed your base or your capturing side enemy, so they can use your base tiles, like the four tiles below your bases, to connect tiles to next to your allies or anywhere. So pretty much you are like a mini version of rally point for your enemies till you remove your fallen status. You can remove your fallen status, as I said, by paying some ransom or wait your shield to drop and then ask your allies to zero you. Zeroing by allies uh, doesn't lose your troops. Uh, It's pretty much about like zeroing your own durability by allies that time. Only if you're attacked by by other guilds, then you should be losing your troops. Only if you are like inside the Eden. So like switching to your main original state is pretty much making sure that that's only your ghost base remains on Eden map that doesn't have troops, only about durability, so you doesn't loop any kind of like troops. Also, there is one thing about like Eden that your troops don't die and doesn't need genes. There's one thing about like going for like moving to your teleport pad is to like moving next to your um safe zone, so that also removes your fallen status. There is uh, these three things, like you can like pay ransom kind of thing, or pay resources to get out of your fallen status, uh, get zeroed by your allies, or like say your allies need to free you uh, after your shield drops when you get zeroed, which is like 2 hours time, or you can move to your teleport bed, which will uh, like release your fallen status. So other than that, there is one more thing. No longer enjoy from bonus from friendly cities. The cities that gives you buffs, they should not be active while you are in fallen status. So, so pretty much like a lot of production cost when you are fallen. Uh, you should be moving like to your teleport pair as soon as possible if you have it ready. If you're if you think about like the cost, and unless you are like fighting on the front lines and need a constant presence for your guild to attack the enemy side, you should be waiting for you to like get out of your fallen status by rescued by your allies. You cannot reinforce others people, you cannot reinforce your allies, cannot attack any bases or tiles pertaining to the enemy side, but others you can pretty much do it. For example, if the base is destroyed, yeah, if the base is destroyed by any other guilds other than your enemies or allies of any enemies, it can be attacked by the same guild which zeroed you. So if any other guild tile is present and they connect you and then zeroed you, then it pretty much makes you like move out of their that place forcibly, and that means you will be random ported out to any of the safe areas where your guild is present. It doesn't mean you'll be going to like pretty much more random area. Now it's pretty much close to your allied side area or sectors. In Indian map, there are pretty much sectors divided by sectors. The map, the small borders is where it's like the sectors are divided. Each small like this kind of like borders is indicate or like signifies a sector, uh, and about like moving in and out of the sectors means you have to like capture those territories by capture connecting gates or bridges, which are commonly known as checkpoints. um, Securing them is like not just everything, because you need to like constantly swap the ownership of these gates or territories with your fellow allied guilds. one guild can't capture it again and again. You need another allied guild to like help you like transfer the ownership back and forth, so they remain closed for significant amount of time. They can be attacked within outside of occupation days. So you can capture it one on occupation days and then wait for the next time, because the protection timer on gates is 1 day. So pretty much secured on the same occupation day. Next day should be free day. You can do tiling or do whatever, attack your enemies or tile towards your objective cities. One more thing to like take a note, that pretty much most will be like rushing towards this kind of like objectives. So you might need to like get in tile or more than often. You can do, as I said, like do diplomacy or start fighting. It's up to you. Or better say, you should not start by yourself. Wait for your leaders or diplomats to talk it out. Um, there are more to handle for some alliances. Not everyone is like all that powerful or super powerful to like take on the whole Eden map. Some have tried but failed miserably. Not everyone can do it, and not everyone can do it. It means like most have done it with some kind of like help, not without help. You need some sort of friends, always, always. And pretty much it. The mistakes you should not do, if you have to summarize it, like avoid getting attacked if you are not that confident of like defending your enemies. They should be keep your distances up. For attacking, try to get as close as possible. For defending, try to stay as far as possible. Um, capturing, work on immunity, capturing or occupying points, work on your immunity, work on your destruction power, work on elite military tech, use fighters, and do not ever like attack those towns or cities or capitals or world center if you are not green. That means when you are having poison damages on those city buildings, you should not attack it. And also, there is one more thing I have missed, is that uh, the tile area around the center are like protection tiles. Like each tile has different protection timer. The center area is the main one, which symbolizes the main city, and the tile next to it, which is like the tiles outside of the center in the 3 by 3 box of this main town, is like protection tiles or guard tiles. It has a protection timer actually of like 2 hours once you capture it, so it can be used against you or others if someone is invading it, you or other side. So you can like have to like capture it by like capturing all those guards or protecting them within 2 hours. You can pretty much capture it if you have almost half of your guild or anything within like 10 or 15 minutes. The small towns especially, the time increases like 10 plus minutes or 15 plus minutes. For large towns it takes about yeah 15 to 20 minutes. If it's like half of your guild is like attacking a capital, uh, you better make sure you have a higher destruction power using fighters parts to reduce like troop losses, and having like decent amount of seasonal heroes, especially healing ones. Uh, you should be hitting a lot of these buildings. That means hitting buildings will cost you like a lot of wounded troops, and all the wounded troops in alien map, whether it's a siege attack or like hitting buildings or tiles goes to your DD hospitals, not your normal hospital. So you better do some management of your troops so the healing time doesn't get increased so much that you go out of troops pretty soon. Um, Big players don't need to worry about much. They have a lot of troops or like spending capabilities to like heal them by buying serums and everything. But most of the average players need to like be worried about those kind of things. So better be sure to like manage your troops counts and the healing times and troops levels, parts, heroes, and everything. Cards you should be getting. You should be only using it on very good hero pools. The lower number of heroes, the better chances you get. You shouldn't be using your cards below required number of threshold level that is been suggested by most of the community members or YouTubers, if you can say. I I especially like to give a shout out to Ao from State right now. It's 264. He was previously 280. Before that, he was 327, and many other states. He's been a great streamer and content creator for Last Shelter. Um, I pretty much watch every video he shares, and so many good things to learn from him. Um, you can watch him almost every like Saturday, which is today, I think. Uh, Steam his KE on launch centers, and also like spending rewards. I would pretty much say on DD Shop, rewards and coins. You should be filling almost all your like season 3 heroes. Season 3 hero is more preferable, and it's about like Doomsday Coin shop. You can get the heroes you want from season 1 to 4. Season X cards. There are two groups. It's, recruitment 2, recruitment 1. It costs less than your season 3 or season 4 heroes because it gives you a random hero, but pretty much it's very important if you are like having um, luck based system for like getting last copy of your season X hero to max it. So for now, it should be mixing out like Panther, Ivanov, Anna, and this fashion Ivanov should be getting first priority after Panther 8, in my opinion, and then Anna, of course, 8. Then you can max out Panther and Anna. Try to max them out. Uh, and from the rewards, you get on your first events, pretty much for current control reward. There are rewards for 200 players. Uh, the main rewards or the lesser rewards for the last remaining 90 players is for control 1. It's like two S1 to S4 tickets. So S1, S4 tickets, you can choose, I would say, uh, S3 or S2, the heroes you required, obviously. Open one by one, exchange also one by one, exchange and open. So try to get your like Panther 8, then max out Ivanov, then go for Anna 8. If that's already been done, then max them out. Those who are like big players, they don't need to like think about those because most of these heroes should be maxed for them. It should be about for those average players like me and you who are listening to this. They should worry about this. And also a lot of DD coins. We should go to getting those cards first, and also the super course. Um, in my old account, I have already bought the super course. Uh, that's the only thing you can do for those who are not spending for your super course. You can buy about 45k super course or 90k worth of DD coins. So pretty much every season you should or say must buy this super course. Warbages is not that important. S1, S2 heroes not that important unless you are missing Panther Ivanov. Pretty much more important is like SG. SG we have Anna and the top heroes like Tech Priestess. And S4 we have only one. Most importantly, everyone knows about Hummingbird. And the other thing than Hummingbird is like getting next is like getting those Legendary X tickets to fill your Season X heroes, which are more powerful than your Season 1 to 4 heroes mostly, other than TP and Hummingbird, which are like pretty much common in top uh, FSC recommendations. Other than that, you can get Gene Fragments, blah blah blah, Regeneration Serum. It is 8 hours serum, which means 8 hour reduction for one serum. And this serum stays. It doesn't like disappear, but pretty much useless, I would say. Uh, there is one more thing about this energy battery. Battery is like durability for your APC and Eden map. It's like ranches. That too is not that important. The only thing the common players or free to players should like think about other than buying like season heroes should be about like specialty resets if they need it. Specialty reset the 50k ones is like the super specialty reset which can be used to reset your DD spec points anytime. Basic specialty reset be like have a cooldown of like 7 days. Um, I should or I would like to recommend this basic specialty reset for those free to play players to like change their DD specialty from green left or blue right or like unlock their uh, Assault Fortress or Guardian Fortress. There are pretty much common like saying that the it is also not important, but I would say for free to play players, it's more important because the faster you can grow your DD levels and immunity levels in your Eden map is the fastest way you can help your alliances and pretty much be very much useful for getting those occupation points and your guild can also get some firepowers if you have those immunity and DD levels and everything else that you might need for flags and everything. Some players can switch to flags to help out your guilds or everything. Even if you are like free to play players, that will mean a lot of help to your guilds to like get those occupation points. Other than those kind of like things, having without like those immunity levels or having flags is like pretty much disaster for pretty much average or below guilds. So most of the players, top players would try to avoid this kind of like specialty resets because they don't need them much. Most will be having DD investment plan or everything, but for those free to play players, I would strictly recommend like getting this basic specialty reset at least 3-4 times in Eden map. It's more beneficial to you than having uh like one season heroes like in season 2 which cost like 250k. which means like even if you are like spending like 4 or 5 basic specialty reset within a same season, if you are free to play players, you should be costing about one copy of a season heroes of S2 or for over like 5 seasons, but it should be helping your guilds or yourself and help you boost your DD levels a lot, which I think means a lot more than just one copy of season heroes over 5 seasons. And that one season heroes for most free to play players means the, you won't be like beating those top like spenders or like strong players of your state or enemy state with that one copy of that hero. You shouldn't be thinking about that. So you better like be more useful, like having more immunity or doing flags or whatever your guild needs you to, and that's where this basic specialty reset comes in handy. There are few stages of specialty reset. Uh, when you go to like territory, uh, there are fixed amount of territories in this Eden. You start with basically like 20 territories. You go up like 10 to 15 territories by doing course in Eden map on the first days. If you have DD investment plans, you can pretty much increase it by 10. So pretty much about 40 to 50 territories. And then when you go to like specialty, like you can pretty much like increase your territories over here. And these nodes, they in green specialty, they can be helpful to like increase the territories gap on the earlier stage, which is pretty much more like productive to your resource income. And also the green upper should be like giving you resources pretty often, pretty much have a maximum of 18% on either side. Either you go by for like poison tiles or go for oil or iron for composite materials. For free to play players, composite materials are equally important to like process materials at faster rate by upgrading processing plants early on. Like I would suggest to go for like processing plant level like level 10 to 12, not more than that. If you want to like increase more than level 10 to 12, you should like save up to like better save up to like enough to like max them out, and then you go green left. There's a very important skill on this. Uh, for those who have spent on DD investment plan should be having Doomsday Honor Boost cards, which pretty much increases uh, your honor boost from like upgrading buildings or like hitting tiles by 100%. But this skill does is almost same, but only for upgrading buildings. So when upgrading processing plants, which gives a lot of points more than your SL Fortress or Guardian Fortress, and way too more than your immunity buildings, you should be using this skill, activating this skill. Then if you have like Doomsday Honor Boost cards, you can use it together for free to play players. This skills means a lot because you shouldn't be having much of like Doomsday Honor Boost cards. Also, there is this thing which is like gives you a lot of honor points every day if you use it, depending on your honor buildings levels. It includes every building that you have on the map. The honor buildings doesn't show up on like on your original map or like on your Eden map. They remain hidden. Uh, you might be need to like ask your leaders, or they need to like put the AC1 or AC2 buildings in your own state for putting the buildings. AC3, AC4, I don't think they need right now. So, and the rest of the buildings, owner buildings, your personal buildings, you do not need to like place like normally. They should show up on your owner building tab, and there should be a button to like place them, and you just need to hit and press OK or spend some resources, cash or anything at start. Uh, so basically it. Uh, and for starter, I say like there are two ways to start like your specialty and Eden map. Like you go either green right fully, or you do some green left, then go green right, depending on your like doomsday specialty points. You pretty much need a more amount of queues, so I would suggest to have three queues at start, or two in fact. Um, if you have bought composite material packs or have composite material stored, it totally depends on your processing speed at earlier stages, whether you want to like go green left or not. Um, Going green right means you can capture high level touch pretty much faster. Next stage be like going uh, green top for your immunity boosting or getting more resources out of your tiles. Green left pretty much for immunity increase. So up to this point, uh, on the last point for like increase in diseased crop and mutated crops, you need about like 17 points, and pretty much it. The more points the better. If you like have more points, you can pretty much unlock extra territories. uh, there are three nodes on this green specialty, which means 3 into 5 15 tiles. You can increase 15 tiles in total. That will cost you about like I think uh, almost about 85 or 86 points, I think. If I remember wrongly, I think uh, 36. Yeah, 86 points, I think. 86 points you should be needing to like unlock all those 15 territory caps early on. Uh, Also, this there is one more thing I'm missing. Uh, Let me remember for a minute, and let's talk about the specialty points, which is like, yeah, I forgot about the flag. The flag is pretty much important on the red specialty levels. You go for this pioneer flag, which means when maxed, it might require about like yeah, yeah, pretty much 42 points. Yeah, pretty much 42 points to like get this pioneer flag or green flag, which reduces durability cost for hitting tiles or buildings 50% by 50%. That means 10 durability, which could be needing normally, should go to 5 durability. Also, there is this thing which increases damage, um, 10% damage boost, or not damage but demolition boost. And there is a cooldown for 24 hours. So once using flag, a player needs to like wait for 24 hours, so can't use on the same day. You need be needing multiple players to like have uh, specialty reset to flags to help you boost those kind of like getting those buildings faster and easier. Uh, Also, you should be making sure that you have enough to like have some processing speed also. Getting those processing speed is most important at first till you have like processing plants to all to 20. And I am missing something, then that's more like yeah, World Center, I think World Center and occupation points. World Center mostly like contested heavily. If guilds are like rival guild, there are more rival guilds and equal level of power. Uh, they should be contesting it for World Center 7, which opens around fourth week Tuesday. We are not fourth week Tuesday. It's like fifth week Tuesday. We are pretty much 11 days or say 10 days, 10 more days away from this. Even if we are like on fourth week right now, and but the area close to the World Center opens about like the next week, which is like fourth week, second day or Tuesday, which is in 3 days time. We have pretty much 30 days left for Doomsday, and pretty much all of it should depend on your luck, whether you get it or not. But fighting is important. The there's also this thing. You will be having like all level of tiles all over the map. Uh, there should be no like area which should be having mm, no like level 16 tiles in search of territory or whatever you call it, or even on the outskirts. But the more you go on the inside area of the map, the higher level tiles will spawn in much higher concentration. Most level of like level 16 tiles like spawns in like this center area, which is yet to be open for my older state, and pretty much it has like four gates on four sides. Um, so like four entry points, you need to like be sure to like have access to all four gates with your allies to like prevent any rival guild from entering that area. Also, the nearby areas should be like pretty much same. It should be having some entry points or not. You should be pretty much worry about like which side in your guilds are positioned. So you should be like pretty much securing all the nearby gates near your rival guilds if you like get to enter this center area. Hmm. Do not forget the distance while attacking those enemy bases, because those who are defending, they are pretty much inside this 50-kilometer zone area. They should be like reinforcing or anything within that area, and their troops or APC should be having full might, but you shouldn't be having full might if it's beyond 50-kilometer distance. So pretty much it's just about sacrificing your troops over everything if you are not that strong, but you should be helping your alliances or guilds as much as possible. Even if it's weak, but you are doing some damage, it means you are doing something for your guild. Uh, Attack or defense wise, it doesn't matter much, but pretty much you should be avoiding getting zeroed or having falling status if you are that weak. Strong players have their own means. Uh, they can either choose to like defend or like move depending on the situation. And tile wars is like pretty much very common in Eden. If There are more rival guilds or people who are not satisfied with your disposition. So having more active players or activity is required in Indian map to proceed to like better goals or having better rewards or having more kind of benefits growth wise and reward wise both. So pretty much it. There are some more guides and everything else if you haven't watched on YouTube about parts making, about how to manage your events, how to do hero medal checks and everything else. You should be watching on YouTube or some blogs or asking around, um, getting those troops and level 9 chests. Uh, it's pretty much very important right now to grow your bases. If you're not spending that much, do not miss level 9 chests on COZ unless your state decide to lose. Pretty much not happening in my states because we are going for the top of the league or groups in our respective states. So there is one thing about this super stage. It's you should be pushing your limits or growing faster than most others if your state is winning most of the days. And that's one kind of business model for this game, like to have migration tickets or migration to a better state for better rewards or getting wins most of the days, which works in a way for those who are spending, especially for migration tickets. Better buy, no matter how the situation is. Better buy your the lowest cost migration ticket every month, which costs about $10, not $10, sorry. It costs about $5 plus taxes if there are any. If not having any kind of bonus packages or perks using uh, other means of payments. There are some means of payments which guarantees some reduction in cost or cashbacks. There are often offers uh, which pretty much are available or announced on their Facebook pages, Last Shelter Facebook pages or community pages. Pretty much all the offers I have received so far has been through my Facebook groups or the Facebook pages on Last Shelter. So better follow them or join such groups or communities or chat, even chat groups, line chat or Discord group. There is a very large Discord server for Last Shelter survival. You can join it for better understanding. There are a lot of things going on there. Um, there's a lot of experiments going on, hero combinations changes pretty often. There are new heroes every time. You should need to keep updates on those also for future improvements, because you should need to know which heroes you should be getting or which heroes you should be targeting and saving your orange cards or super tickets, whatever you may call it. So saving is important for those free players. Having VIP means a lot. Uh, you can buy pretty much most of the players buy about 20 cards from VIP shop. I prefer to do about 40 cards a week. 20 cards, especially for those average players who like to prefer buy on Mondays for gathering day for getting some COG scores. 10 cards on Mondays and 10 cards on Thursday, where you get a reduction for cards about 20%. You get about spend about 100 diamonds on Thursdays to get 10 cards, and 125k diamonds on Monday for 10 cards. You can pretty much buy 4 cards every other day. which may total you up to like 40 cards a week. You can even buy four more cards if you spend another like 50 diamonds on Thursday too, because on Thursday it's not just 10 cards, there will be also four cards other than those 10 cards which have 20% reduction cost. Also, there is one thing, pretty much keep an eye on events. Uh, there are special benefits going on over there, and there is one more thing, most important thing I have missed out, which is season challenge, elite challenge, which costs about $20 to unlock it. Normal players should be getting on those rewards on the left side of this row. Uh, they get pretty much less than those who have paid $20 for the right side rewards, which has I think about like 36 or 34 super tickets for $20. I think $20 or so. So which is pretty much a steal. All you have to do is like do your daily quests, get five territories every day, chain three times on your territories every day, upgrade one single honor building every day, and there should be also be weekly quests, which will pretty much net you almost up to 50 levels if you complete all those quests. You can miss out like uh, about like five or six daily quests, which amounts to like 30 experience points for this level grinding for Elite Challenge. And if you have bought Elite Challenge, that means there should be a special like APC skin when you reach level 50. Um, and yeah, the one thing you shouldn't be doing is like missing those daily quests. Not at least not more than five or six. Uh, Other than that, pretty much every weekly quest should be done. I haven't done my enemy tiles quest. I should be doing later when we'd be fighting. We are pretty much like focusing on objects on my older state. And let's see these rewards once again for Li challenge. It's very much rewarding, like about like 5k DD coins, bonus territory cards, bonus processing speed, bonus queue, uh, marching speed, bonus territory, reduction in timer. We should be having at start like 30 or 25 minutes abandoned timer, depending on whether we have Doomsday investment plan signed or not. So having this means minus 5 from whatever you are having right now. Also, these DD coins are pretty much handy. 5, 10, 20, it's like 35 right now. 35, and again, processing boost. 35k more 20k, it's 55k, let's say 55k more honor cards. Uh, Privilege expansion, I will explain it a bit later. 85k, 30 more coins, 85k DD coins, pretty much more serums, march speed increase again, pretty much very important for tile war. Reaching your targets should be better. Also for hitting cities, you can pretty much hit faster than others. Uh, Also privilege class increase. Honor capsules pretty much helpful, way too much helpful for those who are like way below 80 levels of DD specialty points, more honor points, DD specialty points, because you can say. Courage medals, most don't care about courage medals right now. Top players are maxed out. One 1500 doesn't change much, even for average players. Uh, Regeneration serum are more important. Orange cards, March speed. uh, 85k, 115k, Doomsday coins, and is that it? Yeah, I think is that it. Also, this thing called the cap increase, as you can see, privileged citizen experience pool expands 30 million points. 30 million points be like, let's see where it comes. It's the um, privilege. It says privilege. So there is a tab on this right hand side which says privilege. I am capped right now on 20 million points. So when I increase 20 million points, I can get those extra bar that you are like receiving. I can only like get those points. Um, those experience points means like I'll be having some experience cards or that amount of like points. Also, like honor. This is for the lower level bill. What this slider is for like honor points. This represent how much honor point you should be getting. I'm capped right now on 20 million points. So I already received 20 million AXP and 20 million honor points, and the cap can go up to like 80 million points, I think, or so. The more you have like received those rewards and level increase your levels, you can be pretty much uh, receive those rewards if you have done it properly. How do you get them? Like training on tiles, pretty much it. Training on tiles. To get these rewards for EXP, you need to like do special training or super training. Super training will cost you uh, a lot of this kind of like special training to super training tokens. What they do is like not give you more honor points than normal ones. They give you more AXP, which I used, but I didn't do with maxed heroes. I did pretty much one healing heroes on the front row, and I did two new heroes which are like level one to like do it. Like let's say we have this building. Let's say if I am not like using a hero, pretty much let's say I do Crusher and Kamikaze, so you can pretty much do on anything. Uh, let's say I am doing uh, two heroes which are not maxed, which are low level. Uh, then you should be having a lot of like honor point gain on, not honor point gain, sorry, experience point gain on those sliders. And when you reach or increase those cap, you should be able to like get rewards for those. I do not need them, but let's see, uh, like do specialty training for at least five and see how much these heroes increase in level. It's actually way more rewarding than using that skill which like says chain on territories no less as increase hero experience. Each chain costs 5 minutes. It's pretty much more rewarding actually. Let's see how much level they increased with one super training. Uh, they increased by level 24. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And also, if you have like noticed, uh, uh, go to season challenge, privilege. I increased this level by a lot over here by doing specialty training with new heroes. this doesn't increase for specialty training if all the heroes are maxed. They should be only working for the heroes that are not maxed and gain EXP points. It pretty much like indication of how much the level or experience gained on the heroes. So if a hero is maxed, that does mean that you are not getting any kind of like points for this kind of like slider to increase its value. So you pretty much need to like be sure to like use a hero which can like sustain damages, heal for better, and use other like level 1 heroes on other rows other than your front row. So at least you win the chaining by a lot and not lose much of the points. You can also use level 1 or lower level heroes um, if you win the territory fights, but it will cost you a lot of like on-dead troops. You better don't try it. Uh, Pretty much you will be having a lot of like those specialty training tokens if you have unlocked like elite military tech like I had there. I don't even use that much, uh, but yeah, pretty much almost about 60 to 70% use for me every season till I max this slider for EXP points. And the for the lower amount of like territory points, it's more about like how much you like hit tiles or everything, and it is gaining by getting those territory points by hitting territories while using your honor boost or honor boost cards increase a lot. So doing flags pretty much ensures uh, you should be getting those highest level of to up to like 80 million points on our slider on this privileges. Get those rewards. It will show too few experience points, save some more, and come back later because I haven't maxed out my cap. My cap is limited to 20 million. So all you need to do is like have those elite tech and increase your like privilege cap. So 10 million points means if I have done 10 million more points on the slider, I can achieve 10 more million points if I get this reward. Also more like 20 million points here. Also another 30 million points. So yeah, about 60 million points increase. There, then it's about total about like 80 million points. I'm already at 20. So I should be getting more like 60 million points from those 60 million on points and 60 million experience points to increase hero levels. So these are some perks for elite military, uh, elite challenge on this. Uh, yeah, that's it. And yeah, for about Blade, there should be many different good guides on internet. You can pretty much watch them, search them, watch them, whatever you may wish to. And do not forget about like those rules I told you about earlier, or do's and don'ts in Eden map, uh, especially fighting. You should be pretty much more specific about your pet. When you are offline, you should log back to your original state or switch back to your original state and say when you go to your season settings, you should be having this exit button. You should press exit. If you hit the confirmation button, you should be out of your season map. But then if you are out, you should be having like 10 minutes cooldown before you can switch back to your hidden map. So you better be careful. Um, when you are like in original state, even if your like FSs are out, pretty much you can enter to Eden map. But when you are in Eden map, you want to like switch to your original state. If your FSs are out or any kind of like FSC movement are happening on your bases, enemies are attacking or allies are reinforcing, that means you shouldn't be able to have this option. It will show you some kind of like error message or warning that you can't switch to your original state. So uh, that will be all about like switching your states. So let's see how does it work. You hit the confirmation button, you go to your original state. Uh, the durability is pretty much different, all different in your original state and Eden map. You should be having all those, yeah, pretty much everything that you need over here. Da, 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 da. Um, mm, yeah, and the most important thing about having like different durability in Eden map and main original state is to like use it properly. You should be having a lot of wounded troops, and to heal them, you should be needing serums. To have those serums, you should be killing a lot of adjudicators. Uh, every rally will give your alliances, all the members, one serum, which means 5 minutes of speed up boost for your healing. We have about like saved up uh, more than 3,000 at the moment. We are not that much pushing this season to kill adjudicators and like get those serums. Adjudicators means get getting those adjudicators within 5 or 10 minutes rallies, and only one player per rally, so more players can do more rallies using less amount of durability, and you can kill more amount of adjudicators. So if more than one player join your rally, you can just repatriate them or uh, cancel their participation in the rally. So pretty much it. You should be killing a lot of adjudicators to like stack up your serums for fightings or anything else. And that means like switching your to your main state every now and then and doing adjudicators release when you are free in Eden map. Better be pairing with one. Go to a little to out of your center area. Uh, then start doing adjudicators release. Ask the other player to like join you really and do 5 minute release to make it faster. Use vehicles or whatever troops you want. Just do it faster and get back to your hidden map, do quests and everything. National quests also important. Don't miss out on national quests. I missed today. I was pretty much busy. Do not forget those national quests and ask those buff holders of national quest buildings to use time reduction cards as much as possible, so you spend less amount of tiles for national quests and can get back to Eden map where help might be needed at any moment. So having lower amount of time required for national quests is a big boost for you, not just you, for many others doing national quests who should be not be missing every day. And for raiders who are mostly about like 100 plus level, they should be doing 4 quests a day, and doing 4 quests a day is a lot if there is no time reduction cards. So for raiders, those buildings that give raiders quests must be using time reduction cards as much as possible, 40%, 50% as much as possible. um, Ask them if they are not using. You can pretty much complain to them, complain to your presidents or whoever you look up to, who can have some authority about those buff holders. Uh, Pretty much it. Uh, Grind your DD levels. Do not forget or miss flags timing if your guilds are organizing flags. uh, increase your levels as fast as possible, make parts as fast as possible, go for bains as fast as possible. Uh, Free-to-play players need about like 2 years or a bit less, depending on events. Uh, those who are spending a lot should be having it by today, tomorrow, next week. Those who want to spend less, they can spend on arms supply uh, for doing it for 9 months. If they do arms supply, which is not updated yet at our younger state group, which is 970, 96121, 1020. Um, the arms supply package has not been updated. It doesn't provide a super course yet. When it does provide super course, uh, it should be giving you 1500 super course over a period of 31 days. So pretty much 46,500 by spending about like $20. Uh, better do a subscription because with a subscription, I think it's cost about like 25 or $30 or so. Um, um, so about 9 months if you only do arm supply when the super cores are being added to the options, daily options. And if you do also like weekly pack, you can pretty much do it within 6 months. Uh, 6 months calculation is including those purchases from DD Shop, the super course you buy, like 45K every season, so about 2 months every season. So within 6 months, that's pretty much like you can buy 3 times or uh, about like 135,000 super course from DD Shop, and pretty much within 6 months you can do it. With luck, about 5 months or so, 5 months plus. Uh, and one more thing to note that like maintaining your parts, like you shouldn't be all investing on your Beyblade parts, or using not using all the sets on your Beyblade parts. You should be having some extra sets. Oh, yeah, uh, pretty much it. Because there should be a lot of like actions going on, hitting buildings a lot. You should be needing some parts to reduce marching time and also like wounded troops count. So going all in on main blade parts using your existing parts should be a lot of straining on your troops count or on your marching times. So having at least the marching time, at least parts should be advisable. Uh, there are a few more things to like talk about, but it should be going on length on how to do it and how not to do it, everything else. But pretty much we should be discussing these in going into events about fighting, going in and out of like front lines, everything else. When the fight breaks out or not, I can only show you when the fight breaks out, or like you go into fight, you will experience it on first hand, but you can pretty much devise some plans beforehand on existing knowledge. I think I pretty much said whatever the rules and restriction have you have on like making pairs or being in fallen status. So you should be avoiding a fallen status pretty much. There is one more thing I missed on like having fallen status, because now they added a rule that when you are fallen status, you lose 5 random tiles. I'm not sure they should be adding this new rule to Eden Rising, but pretty much watch out. You might be losing some random tiles when you get fallen. So please watch out. You shouldn't be fallen if you're that much strong. Can have pretty much reserve teleport pad. If you're losing too much troops, just move to your reserve pads. Make it sure that when you are going in the front lines, you have a reserve pad building already in one of your safe zones. Also, making pads, try to prefer 2 by 2x area where there are 4 resources tiles, high level tiles, the better. Um, there are few methods like upgrading them or like upgrading them regularly using like tile upgrade method, territory upgrade, a skill uh, on like Doomsday Green specialty right side. Uh, you can just pretty much have a area, safety hub, safety spot, safety pad area marked, and you should be keeping those tiles and making pad on that area whenever you like go in the front land area. Like I have already marked one over this area. It pretty much has like 14 or 15 level tiles, all 15 level tiles now under this 2 by 2 uh, area. So you don't pretty much build on like on empty tiles. So the resources production should be higher. On empty tile is much less. Um, Also, the boosts matter a lot. The boost gives you a lot. So having resources tiles means a lot of like production boost for your base if your teleport pad is built on those tiles, resources tiles especially. But going for like capturing cities, you shouldn't be always looking for resources tiles to build your pads on. You can pretty much target for tiles close to your target cities. You need to do a lot of damage. Causing damages to those buildings gives you a lot of season points. Also, one of the criteria to get core rewards or higher level rewards, main rewards in most of the top alliances. We can pretty much check. Uh, okay, so it won't let me like check my guild when I'm on my main state, original state. We should be entering Eden map to like see those guilds, guild informations. Guild information, you can click on guild contribution. We are maxed out on guild levels. Guild details, you should be pretty much having all the information regarding your guilds, how much bonus points we are receiving right now from all those captured cities and everything. Um, we are having this sort of like increased number of like production quantity wise and percentile wise. We are having this sort of like a production boost. Small towns, actually the small towns and large towns in this UI doesn't show separately. It will only show a small town. We don't have a world center. We hold one stronghold, which is this building is for only for like Eden conflict, which is not Eden Rising, which is not available in Eden Rising. We should be having this in the future if developers introduce Eden conflict on our next seasons. So we are having little bit of buggy because we have a lot of like checkpoints on our guild list, but none is showing. So there are some sort of like UI bugs and everything. There are some like misdirectional description. Uh, which should be avoided. Better discuss with experienced players or go into groups if you have doubt. Um, Pretty much it. Um, and contribution list, there should be only one in Eden Rising, but in Eden Conflict here in my old state, we are having like two different kind of like things. One is for faction info, others are for like individual contribution point from each side. We are having contribution points on this side. north side. Pretty much it. Mm, FSN, yeah. So this kind of like thing. Only on Eden Conflict, which I am playing on oldest, it does have a reverse-based system on rankings. Luckily, we don't have a ranking system in our groupings on 961 to 1020. Uh, so basically, we should be only caring about like getting those high level rewards by getting into like capturing like 2000 points or more. The more the better, because you get a lot of like production boost and to increase your buildings, which in turn like help you like increase your DD levels and attack damage or many other things. So pretty much it, and I should be ending my video now. If any kind of like questions are there which are remained unanswered, you can pretty much write to me or find me on any kind of like groups or in game, and I'll be happy to answer all those questions any given time unless I'm sleeping, of course. So goodbye and take care and have a safe Eden. And don't forget those things that I have mentioned not to do. Other than those, you should be pretty much fine. Should be playing Eden normally, like you play DD. And let's be safe and not start trouble every now and then. Yeah, and conflict might arise. You better not be the reason for your own guilds. Avoid conflicts uh, unless your leaders are decided upon something. Uh, Hostilities should be avoided. If there are hostilities that you can't avoid, then obviously you have to fight. Other than fighting, you have to do a lot of objective duns if you are going for 2000 points. So better make sure you go after like your objective first as first priority. Other than those, you can fight anytime. You can also start fighting once you are done your operation points and try to hold them till the end and also go for more after that. But fighting at start, way too much fighting should like decrease your speed for capturing those objectives and also bonuses that you receive from uh, those buildings or cities. As you can see, they are only like the extra source because you don't have enemy state tiles. You can pretty much rely on those percentile increase and resource boosts to like get resources for building upgrades. So the faster you get those buildings, the cities and all, the better. Checkmarks don't give any kind of like resource boost. They only give like 5 occupation points, very very low. So pretty much you should be focusing on like getting your immunity up to like at start to for level immunity to 4800 or level 12 tiles. So when you are green, you can start capturing small towns or whatever it is with 5 6 players or more with the help of flags. So getting as much as cities as fast as possible should be your first priority. Force your tiles as fast as possible, get 400, 4800, and start taking towns as much as possible. Within weeks, you should be getting more and more access to inner areas where there are more tiles. Go towards the inner area. Uh, do not worry about those areas much unless you have some hostilities and someone is trying to like take your towns and everything else uh, on the territories left behind when you like go to the inner areas, and the tiles and everything should be abandoned around outer areas because those are risky areas almost. So you should be pretty much focusing on getting tiles on the inner areas where more of your players are concentrated. For towns, if some hostile like guilds go in for to capture your guilds, you can push your top level players to defend your towns or leave them, depending on the choices or options you might be having or priorities you might be having at that situation. Um, and till last week, it should be pretty much dividing players to like secure each and every area. So you should be cleaning all those hostile tiles in your territories where your small towns, big towns, large towns, I mean, or capitals are. So like 3, 4 players per area or sectors to like clean hostile tiles around those. If someone is trying to like get in close, uh, send some of your reinforcements or stronger players in this area, or like use those 4 or 5 players per sector to like get rid of those tiles or block them, whatever may be possible. Uh, so yeah, once you reach occupation points, 2000 points, it doesn't mean you will retain them for forever. You pretty much need to secure them till the last day or the last second. Anything can happen till last second, so better watch out. That should be all. So I'm ending my stream now. Wish you happy Eden again, and the more wishes might be better, but you never know what may happen in the future. Um, so get stronger and prepare by making more troops. It's almost 1 hour left for troops day right now. So I should be getting back to like making more troops now. Goodbye.